So, welcome back to our Blue Balls channel. This weekend, the European top 5 leagues returns, and we'll be taking a look at all the games that will be coming up this weekend. So, basically, with the English Premier League, with the La Liga, Serie A, and the Bundesliga, as well as the French leagues. So, starting with the English Premier League, we'll be taking a look at all the Premier League games. First and foremost, let's look at the LA kickoff for Saturday, which will be Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Liverpool. Now, with a lot of people who are, I would say, best entrepreneurs, we know ourselves. Those who are engaged in the game of chance, making the money, Early kickoff is something that is very scary for all of us. It be something which Charlie, you mess up, no, yawa go pie. So that game you try, Charlie, yawa fit pie easily. But looking at it objectively, Liverpool have the capacity and then they also have the firepower to put Wolverhampton Wanderers away. Because this season, Wolverhampton Wanderers are one of the teams being tipped for relegation. But when we look at the Liverpool team, even though it is not well balanced, they have a lot of attackers, but their midfield and the defense looks porous. So it is something that it is a game that can go both sides. If Liverpool should score first, it is likely that Liverpool might end up winning the game. But if Wolverhampton Wanderers can stay in the game long enough, they might be able to pull up a surprise. What do you think might be the outcome of this game?
I tip Liverpool to win this game because Liverpool is one of the sides that, regardless of how bad they play, they know how to win. And that's one thing that's always worked for them. So look at their form this season. They're not really in a good form.
Yeah.
But they always find a way to win. Look at their game against Newcastle.
Yeah.
They were losing 1-0, and then in the 80th minute, the game just ended.
Yeah.
Just with 2 chances, and then they won the game. That's how their story has been so far this season. So I don't think Wolves will really give them a tough game. They'll find a way to win that game. Yeah, trust me on that.
Okay, so looking at the head-to-head, in the last 5 matches, Liverpool won the last game against Wolves, 2 goals to 0. Also, Wolverhampton Wanderers won the game prior to that, 3 goals to 0 against Liverpool. So in the last 5 games, Liverpool have won 3, Wolves have won 1, and then 1 has ended in a draw. But when we look at the last time Liverpool met Wolverhampton Wanderers, there was a bit of controversy when Liverpool last won in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So basically, Wolverhampton Wanderers scored a late goal, and it was cancelled by VAR wrongly. So there were apologies made to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and it caused a bit of controversy. Taking into account Liverpool's current conditions, yes, they started the league quite well. They've drawn 1 game and then won the rest. But with Virgil van Dijk being missing this weekend, do you think it would impact their chances of winning?
Not really. As I said earlier, Liverpool always has a way of winning games, no matter how bad they play. So I don't think this is going to be a tough game. I actually predict a goal feast. They can draw me like 4-5 goals.
So what do you think would be the scoreline for this game?
4-5-0 or 1.
Okay, so basically I'll be going for a 1-1 draw with Wolverhampton Wanderers and Liverpool ending up in a goal.
Is it because it's an early kickoff?
Yes, primarily because it's an early kickoff.
Okay.
3-1.
3-1. No. 3-1. I
in favor of
Liverpool.
Yeah.
No.
I think Liverpool will take this one.
Okay, so you are saying it's going to be 4-0.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm also looking at
in as much as Liverpool has a porous defense, but I feel Wolves also are facing the same challenge, and Liverpool have good attackers.
Yeah.
So and Arnold, that guy would be sending in more crosses.
Yeah.
So the likes of Nunes up front. Then Diaz cutting in. I think it's going to be a good goal.
Salah always feels when he gets Salah.
No, but see,
this is the Salah.
Let's not forget the fact that we are also playing at the Molineux. So it is not going to be an easy match for Liverpool.
Yeah.
If it were to be Anfield, I wouldn't have an issue. But I'm still siding with Wolverhampton Wanderers to get a point out of this. So I suppose we would have to wait and see tomorrow morning how this goes.
Let's see how this will go.
Okay, so what do you think will be the outcome for the Aston Villa and the Crystal Palace game at 2 p.m.
Aston
Villa, Crystal Palace. Okay, so I'll be tipping Aston Villa.
So
for the
Aston
win.
Villa to win.
Aston Villa.
And by how many goals do you think?
Probably it's going to be close, but then a 2-0 wouldn't be bad.
2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you also
I
think?
also would say Aston Villa. I think I was very impressed when they appointed Emery as their coach, because he's very good. And then if you look at the way he's put this in place, the players he's brought in, and then the way they've started the season, Aston Villa are really doing very good. So I won't be surprised if they get the better of Crystal Palace. But as he said, it's going to be a close game. So maybe 2-1. 3-1, yeah, but they are going to win that game.
So taking into account the fact that Crystal Palace have actually not done bad since the season started.
Mm-hmm.
So Aston Villa did lose in their first game when they played Newcastle. They lost 5 goals to 1.
Okay.
But Crystal Palace, since the start of the season, they've actually performed very well.
Mm-hmm.
So Crystal Palace basically, in their last outing, they beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 3-2.
Okay.
They also went on to beat Plymouth in the cup. They drew against Brentford 1-1 away from home, and only lost by a goal to Arsenal in a game which I felt they could have gotten more. They were rather unfortunate. So I do think this game might not go as all the pundits are looking at. Okay, so this is one of the games that might actually create an upset for the weekend. So I am tipping a 1-0 win to Crystal Palace. So yes, it sounds funny, but then let's just wait and then see how the weekend goes. All things being considered, I do think that Crystal Palace can actually win this one.
But then Aston Villa have scored in almost all their matches.
Yes. But looking at Crystal Palace, their defense is very, very good. That is the build-up of the entire team, the defense. Because coming back from an international break, a lot of these teams tend to mess up.
Yeah.
So returning from an international break, I do think Crystal Palace has a big chance to beat Aston Villa here. So it is a game that can sway both sides. But if Aston Villa have a bad day, Crystal Palace should be able to win. So I'm going for a Crystal Palace 1-0 win. Okay. So the next game we'll be looking at is Fulham vs Luton Town. I think this one should be pretty straightforward for Fulham, unless you have a different view.
Fulham all the way.
Fulham is playing home.
Yes, Fulham at home to Luton Town.
Yeah,
Fulham all the way.
So I'm going for a 2-0 win for Fulham.
Yeah, same. 2-0.
Same. Over 1.
Okay, so Fulham over 1.5. So we're basically agreeing to Fulham handicap win, Luton not to score. All right.
So that's a big one.
Yes, that is a very, very big one. That is a very, very big one. Okay, so the next game we'll be looking at is Tottenham versus Sheffield United. Now, with Tottenham's current form, I don't think Sheffield will stand a chance, because James Maddison was just awarded the Player of the Month for August, as well as Ange Postecoglou being the Coach of the Month. So Tottenham are in a really good condition at the moment, and they are in a purple patch. So I think their performance is going to continue. They will take their last performance from Burnley into this game, and I think they will see off Sheffield United pretty easily. I'm going for a 4-0 win for Tottenham Hotspur.
That's great.
Yes, with Son Heung-min to score a brace.
That's great.
But like you said, we are coming from the international break, and after international break, anything could happen.
Yeah.
And Son has been in unique form. Like he's after the departure of Harry Kane, his play has been different. You know, the Son we know always runs at the defense, trying to score, but then now he does more of the assisting. And I would say he's been pretty good. And then 2 goals for him wouldn't be bad. But then we shouldn't write off Sheffield, because sometimes Tottenham they flatter to deceive. So
So it is true. Tottenham Hotspur is the kind of club that would hype you so much, and then they would end up disgracing you.
You know.
Yes, but then in their current form, in this purple patch that they find themselves in. And mind you, all of the clubs that were promoted to the Premier League have all lost every single match that they've played in so far. With the exception of Sheffield, who drew against Everton 2-2. So this is another tough game for Sheffield. I don't think they'll be getting anything out of this game. So I am still sticking with my 4-0 to Tottenham.
Yeah, I think Tottenham will win this game, but I don't think they are going to win by a 4-goal margin. Maybe 3-1.
Okay.
But they'll win this game. They're in a very good form this season, and I don't think Sheffield will be able to stand the hits they have this season.
2-1, 3-1. Yeah, because I believe Sheffield could have a goal. So
Tottenham will always concede.
All right. So our late kickoff game would be Newcastle versus Brentford. Newcastle at the moment, it's a bit dicey. You know, the bar has been set so high coming from last season. So anything that they do below the bar, it is termed a failure. People might look at currently what they are doing and say they are still playing good football. But when you look at the number of points they've accumulated, losing to a 10-man Liverpool, it was very poor. They also lost to Brighton over the weekend before the international break, losing 3-1. So they are currently on, I think, 4 points. Going into this game against Brentford, I don't think it's going to be an easy game for them. Because Brentford are one of the toughest sides to beat. Thomas Frank has done a good job since their promotion. So this is a game that would be dicey, but at St. James Park, I wouldn't try it off Newcastle. I think this is a game that they will bounce back. Especially returning from the international break, they will want to bounce back. So I do see this game ending in favor of Newcastle, and hopefully with a scoreline of 3-1. What do you think will be the outcome of the Newcastle game?
I think Newcastle will have to make a statement win at their home, because they've been really disappointing this season.
Yeah.
Because they took some of their fans to the hills with the way they ended the season.
Yeah.
And then they just dropped them with the beginning of this season.
So because looking at the fact that they won the first game of the season against Aston Villa, beating them 5-1, everyone was already tipping them to, if not finish top 3, top 4, or at least challenge for the title.
Yes.
But it looks like they've fallen off massively.
And then with the support of the Arab money coming in and everything,
yes,
everything seemed to be in place for them to have a successful season. But it's still early days yet, but it's disappointing. So I expect them to make a statement win against Brentford, win at least by 3 or 4 goals to nothing.
So moving on to the City versus West Ham game, with West Ham playing at home at the London Stadium. This is probably the second toughest game at the weekend.
Kudus Day.
No, because Ghanaians are excited to see Kudus feature for West Ham. But also with West Ham's current form, currently on 10 points. They've drawn only one game, beating Chelsea, winning basically all their games, beating Luton away from home. So currently on 10 points, taking on Man City. And West Ham are one of the sides that Man City do struggle to beat against.
Yes.
So one thing that always goes against Manchester City is Mikel Antonio. Yes, because Mikel Antonio causes Manchester City a lot of issues. He pulls the ball up well, he runs at the defense, and you also have the likes of Jared Bowen and then Said Benrahma running in behind. Lucas Paqueta playing the best football of his life. Recently, they added James Ward-Prowse to the mix. And that guy on set pieces, he is one of the best set piece takers in the world at the moment. So looking at the height they have in their team, they are going to feed off set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks. So basically, West Ham is a very, very, very dangerous side to play. Now, Manchester City have not hit the heights yet, though they do find ways to win. But it is quite scary when a team have not hit their top form yet, and then they are still finding ways to win. Personally, I do predict that they are going to still win the Premier League, even though De Bruyne is out for the foreseeable future. What do you think would be the outcome of this game?
This is a very tough one to call. Very tough one to call. And then I won't be surprised if it goes anywhere. It can go anywhere. I think West Ham can win, City can win. It won't end in a draw. One party will go home with the 3 points. But it will be very difficult. It will come down to little details, because West Ham are in a better form so far. But City know how to win games. And that's what makes you champions. They know how to win games. They've been champions for like 3 seasons in a row. And they will know how to win this game. So I trust City to win by a long goal or maybe 2-1. It can also go the other ways. West Ham can win by 1 goal and win by 2 goals to 1.
Yes, coming back from the international break, with all factors being considered, I do think that this is a game where, for the bet entrepreneurs, they can actually bet their sums on goal because both teams are going to score in this game. I do feel that West Ham is going to get a goal at the London Stadium against Manchester City. So probably this game will either go 1-1 or I'm tipping a 2-1 win for West Ham. So this is a game that might be very dicey for football fans.
Yeah.
But I don't think West Ham will not lose this game. They might come out with a point or they might end up beating Man City. So this might be the first game that City drops points this season. Alright, now to the biggest match of the weekend. Manchester United versus Brighton. Manchester United versus Brighton. Gone are the days where this would be a routine fixture for Manchester United. Now we are looking at a Brighton team that are capable of playing good football.
Yeah.
And they've been playing good football since the likes of Graham Potter. Now De Zerbi has taken them to new heights. And in the last two fixtures that they've met Manchester United, they've beaten Manchester United 1-0, ended in a 0-0 draw, with United winning on penalties, and beating Manchester United again by 2 goals to 1.
Yeah.
So they've already won at Old Trafford, so they know how to beat Manchester United. So in the last 3 games against Brighton, Manchester United have not beaten Brighton. And they've only scored 1 goal in 3 games against Brighton. So this is one game that should concern a lot of United fans.
Yeah.
Because Brighton are playing fantastic football at the moment.
Yes.
And when you look at the stats from last season, they were one of the top sides when it comes to possession. The last time Pep Guardiola's team played in a football match where they had the least possession was against Brighton. Brighton totally dominated the game. Be it that Manchester City ended up winning.
Yeah.
So basically, this game is going to go in a way that Brighton are going to dominate. But with the Old Trafford factor being the case, United, the game might still skew to United's side. But with all the issues United are facing, I do think that Brighton still stands a chance. What do you think?
I think Brighton will take this one. I predict Brighton to win or draw.
Okay.
They won't lose this game because they're in very good form right now. And then I don't think United, as it stands mentally, can stand Brighton. Brighton, we're looking at a team that lost this World Cup winner, the one who went to Liverpool.
Yes,
McAllister. They lost
Caicedo.
and they're still playing like they've lost nobody.
You see, with Brighton, I think it is down to the system. De Zerbi has created a machine where all the players are only parts of this well-oiled machine. So literally anyone, the type of players that they've signed, anyone can fit into the machine and then it works perfectly.
And do you know the most amazing thing about this fixture? I think it might be the fixture where Ansu Fati yesterday.
Yes.
And Ansu Fati against this Manchester United defenders. Oh, come on.
Yeah, so
it gets a breeze.
It's going to be
looking at Mitoma's form.
Yes. So
It gets a breeze.
we are going to be watching Mitoma versus Diogo Dalot.
Oh, come on.
Or maybe Mitoma versus Wan-Bissaka. Maybe Wan-Bissaka is going to win that match, but that matchup, if it is going to be Mitoma versus Diogo Dalot, United have a big issue.
So one thing for sure, Dalot will be playing from the left.
Okay.
Because Shaw is still injured, Malacia is still injured, so Dalot will be playing from the left, and that means the one playing on the right side of the Brighton's team.
Yes.
Oh my God, he's going to feast.
One thing we shouldn't forget is Manchester United have also signed Reguilón. So this could actually be his.
But then Reguilón, that will be his debut.
Yes.
And against a Brighton side, solid match.
Yes.
And then Ferguson. Oh.
Yes, and coming to the fact, Ivan Ferguson has been one of the revelations of this season. Right from last season, he was playing fantastic football. At the moment, he is catching the eyes of a lot of these big European teams. So he bagged a hat-trick before the international break. And he looks like a boy who means business. So Brighton do have Ivan Ferguson, Dan Welbeck, and João Pedro as their 3 strikers. Very deadly players. they can score, they can take on players, and they can both shoot from range on both feet as well. So Brighton have a very solid team. They are playing good football. They pass from the back end.
They have a super sub and Cisco.
Yes. So and Cisco at the moment, I think he's injured.
Don't forget Ansu Fati.
Ansu Fati is a terrific addition to this team. Because it is quite strange how Brighton have put together a well-oiled machine like that. Now coming to Manchester United and their issues. What is going on with the right wingers at Manchester United? What is going on with the right wingers at Manchester United?
It looks like we have to bring them down here to see a job beginning.
No, because
has to baptize that
yes,
because there's something wrong over there.
Yes, no, I think the likes of Anthony and Greenwood probably should come to Ajabruja movement and then come for prayers.
That particular position, Charlie.
Yes, it makes no sense because Manchester United basically is a team that plays football out on the wings. You have Alejandro Garnacho, the likes of Anthony.
But let's be realistic.
Yeah.
After Nani Valencia, that right wing hasn't been better. Hasn't been any better. Because we saw the likes of Mata playing in that right position, Desi Lingard, and even Rashford.
Yeah.
But then nothing good has really come out of that side. But then and I would actually blame Ten Hag. I would blame him because letting okay, so after Greenwood's incident, we got Anthony. So Anthony's arrival, he's actually had about two good games. His first match, the second match, scoring in both games. That was all. So he should have signed. So I think Anthony will be gone for good. So they should be finding a replacement.
I think he's going to come back after this game.
I don't think so.
So you see,
Because the confidence was even down before this incident. Because the expectations coming from Ajax was huge.
Yeah.
Right from Ajax to
not for me personally though, but for other money fans.
No, but then coming from Ajax with that price tag was huge. Not for any other club but United. It was huge. So and United fans will hail you for the first 2-3 games, and then after the first 3 games we start lambasting you. Yes.
I also do think with the Anthony situation, it has become a common thing amongst these footballers that they've gone soft. Because gone are the days where you see the likes of Frank Lampard playing 63 odd matches in a single season, and they are still fresh. They are fighting for everybody. They are playing 90 minutes in every single game. Wingers were running as defenders. Now wingers want to take the ball wide, dribble, perform a few skills, let the fans cheer, and not do anything with the ball. Because when you look at the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Son Heung-min, who is 30 now, they were hitting 20 plus goals from wings. And then you look at Anthony. He takes the ball, takes you out wide. He wants to dribble out wide.
No, I wouldn't blame the players. I would blame the coaches, because Ten Hag saw this in Ajax and decided to bring him to United, and he has still not said anything about it.
So you see, I think maybe he thought he could work on it, because if I remember clearly, Cristiano Ronaldo said the reason why he stopped a lot of footwork was because Ferguson told him to stop. That wasn't going to help him. It's not productive.
Yeah,
that's what Ferguson told him. So he had to cut off most of those things. So I believe Ten Hag brought him, believing that he could work on Anthony, like he was a player in transition who he could help get to a certain level. But I think that the issue still is with the player, because if I'm trying to shape you into something that I see and you're not allowing yourself to be shaped,
how is Ten Hag shaping him?
He brought him in because he believes in his ability.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm trying to. We all know those things Anthony does on the wings has no end product. And as a coach and as a footballer, but I'm sure Ten Hag has spoken to him that Minya, there we. I'm not for boxing move can cross.
Looking at Ten Hag, I doubt because
even with the Anthony situation, when he was at Ajax, he recorded I think 9 assists for Sebastian Haller in a single season. So I am surprised that when he came to Manchester United, is it because of the fact that United do not have an out-and-out number 9 in the box? That is why he has stopped crossing.
Because looking at the United team, even with way back when we had Ronaldo, before moving to Al Nassr, the wingers were not crossing to him. Even the right backs and the left backs weren't crossing to him. So it all boils down to the coach. It all boils down to the coach, because even with playing Rashford as a number 9, and you expect him to be the top scorer, and you are not giving him any provisions from the right or the left, how do you expect him to score? I feel Ten Hag is not doing a good job. He needs to change his style, because right now we don't know the style United are playing. Because way back, we know United would love to play from the wings, and the crosses will be coming in from the wings. But right now, we don't know. Because before, he was like he's playing from the back, and the back is not backing.
No, you see, playing out from the back also, I think a lot of United fans are also divided when it comes to Andre Onana. No, because some teams have transitioned from the short stopper to the sweeper keeper. You know, now every team is going for a goalkeeper who can play with the ball at his feet. Onana is very good with that. But the problem is the United players, a lot of these players are not adapted to that. So when you give the ball to them at feet, let's take a typical example, Harry Maguire.
He's not part of the United setup, please.
No, he
is not part of the United setup. No, the United setup, Martinez and Varane.
Harry Maguire is still a United player.
No, he's not. He's a United player, but he's not part of the setup. Jones used to be a United player, but wasn't part of the team.
But even with Martinez is not comfortable with the ball at his feet.
Yes.
But Lindelof is.
Yes, but Lindelof, defensive-wise, Lindelof is not good enough.
No, we are not talking defensive-wise.
Yes.
And we're talking about ball-playing defenders. And Lindelof is...
Varane is not too
good. He's not a ball-playing defender.
Varane. So, looking at right now, Varane and Martinez, two of your top
centre backs
are not comfortable playing the ball.
Okay, so you see why I always blame Ten Hag. Looking at these defenders, and you decide you wanted to bring in Disasi.
No, Disasi is a good ball-playing goalkeeper. I'm sorry, a good ball-playing defender.
How?
No,
how good is he?
Disasi progresses the ball a lot.
How good is he?
He's very good at that. Disasi's problem is when the ball is in transition and he's supposed to defend, he doesn't know how to position himself properly. That is what goes against Disasi a lot. Ball-wise, when the ball is at his feet, Disasi is very good. His only issue is defending. And his pace is very, very low. He doesn't have the pace to track back. So Disasi and would have been an upgrade on Maguire, with the exception that he also has the same similarities to Maguire. He cannot run. That is basically Disasi's problem. But with the United setup, I also think that Marcus Rashford, as much as he delivers with the goals and assists, he's also one of the reasons why United will struggle.
He's been selfish this season.
Yes.
He doesn't track back.
Yes.
He doesn't win tackles. He doesn't win aerial balls. He's not the Rashford we saw last season.
And with the situation surrounding Mason Mount, I do think Manchester United could have gone for someone better, because Maddison was on the same market as Mason Mount, and United decided to splash £60 million on Mason Mount, whereas Maddison was up for 50 million. So it is something that I don't know.
Ruben Neves was free before joining the Saudi club.
I don't think Ruben Neves was
40 million.
That's what they sold him for.
Yeah, he was sold for 40 million.
Barcelona approached Wolves, and then they were mentioning a region around 80 million.
Yes, but he was sold this
Barcelona
season for
wanted-
40.
But then before Casemiro, Ruben Neves was around 60.
Yes.
60.
Yes.
That was before Casemiro.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was sold this season for 40
Yeah.
million pounds.
So even before Casemiro, Bissouma and Neves were available.
No, because the Bissouma one is one that I find very funny. He's an excellent player. Bissouma is a very, very good DM. And Tottenham signed him for just 15 million pounds. Bissouma, I would pick Bissouma on any day ahead of several midfielders in the Premier League. He is good with the ball, he is very strong, good at his feet, can dribble, can hold up the ball. He's a fantastic central midfielder. So I was quite surprised when he moved to Tottenham Hotspur for just 15 million, and now we are buying Caicedo for 100 million pounds.
More than 100.
Yes. So with a United team, there are a lot of issues, and Ten Hag has a lot of work to do. Because I do think Mason Mount would come good over time, but United is not a team that has time. So with this weekend,
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't.
Are you sure? Because Martial has been in the team for almost a decade, and he's still being pampered.
Yeah, the Martial situation is one that is very weird. I don't know where it went wrong for Martial.
Well, I don't know what to say about Anthony Martial because he recently went on loan
Yes, to
to
Sevilla.
Sevilla, and then it wasn't a good time.
Yes.
It wasn't a good time there too. So I don't know.
This is a perfect time to cash out. Just send him to the Saudi clubs.
No, I remember.
But does he have offers though?
Yeah,
I remember a point
That's
where
yeah.
Mourinho wanted to swap Anthony Martial for William, and the United faithfuls lambasted him. Were all around trying to strangle the life out of Mourinho for saying he wants William over Martial. And now today we are seeing the proof. Because now Martial can't stay fit for 5 matches. He plays 1-2 matches and he's injured again. And if he's not injured, he's not tracking back. He's not tackling. He's not going to chase any ball. He's not winning any headers. So what at all has gone wrong in the Manchester United club? They've created a culture where the players are no more responsible. They don't take into account that they are playing for a club like Manchester United. They do not respect the badge anymore. For a player like Sancho to come out and then say all he said about the coaching and the training sessions, it means there is a lack of unity within the club. So it looks like all that Cristiano Ronaldo said in the interview with Piers Morgan, it looks to be true.
Oh no, forget about Cristiano Ronaldo. He was just a pain man.
No, but I do think there's an element of truth in what he said.
With the facilities,
With the facilities,
Yes.
yes.
that Man United's facilities are not top.
Yes.
Yeah.
As of
It
last
is.
season, a report came out where one Southampton fan released a video where at the urinal at Old Trafford,
No,
there was pee everywhere.
yes, we saw
So-
that. But Cristiano Ronaldo was talking about training facilities.
Yes, their facilities
Have
are
you seen
not
Manchester
making-
United's training facilities?
But it is
Recently.
not part of the top ones. Amongst England, in England, the top facility right now is Tottenham Hotspur.
By a standard.
Yes, Tottenham Hotspur, and then from there
Oh.
to Etihad, Etihad Sports Center. Before you come to Cobham.
Ronaldo left United in 2009,
Yes.
and right from 2009, they still have the same.
No. I doubt if the facilities that Ronaldo saw.
They've
Ronaldo
not made
left.
improvements. They've
Ronaldo
added a
left
few new things.
Okay, why didn't the heads of United come to defend the statement, the claims?
Why should they come to defend?
They
But
should.
Ronaldo really.
They should.
See.
The action they took was what. Their response to what Ronaldo did was the action they took. They had no right to come and sit on TV and have a debate with Ronaldo over their facilities.
Okay.
No, but then looking at a player like Ronaldo, how can Ronaldo stay fit and play an injured Martial?
Yes.
How can Ronaldo stay fit?
And play an
And
injured
they play an injured Martial.
Yes.
against Man City?
Even bringing him on after you've conceded several goals.
That's disrespect.
No, that's a different matter.
Yes.
That's not about the facilities. You talk about that. He had an issue with game time and everything. That's different. If he wanted to leave the club based on that, I understand. But for him to come out to call out their training facilities,
but then before leaving the club, he said all this about players eating desserts after their meals.
Players eating desserts.
Yeah.
You know, the United culture has been destroyed. When the players used to play for the club, they wanted to stay fit. They wanted to glorify that Manchester United name. I feel they've all gone soft.
I think
because let's take into account it's been 11 years since Manchester United last won the Premier League. Since 2012-13, they've not won the league again. So that was the last time Manchester United won the league. And looking at their current team and what they are playing, it would be another long period before they might ever win the Premier League. And I do think that at a point maybe Ten Hag might have to go.
Oh, of course. If this goes on for a long time without him delivering a real trophies, he will have to go.
He should be leaving after the next 2-3 games. He should be leaving.
Next 2-3 games.
Oh yes.
I think that's
oh yes. Because looking at his performance, his performance and Ole's performance.
Oh. The club for, I think,
no. We were expecting something huge.
But
and
how long did it take Alex Ferguson to?
No. That's Alex Ferguson.
So that,
no, you can't put Ten Hag on that same pedestal.
How did you know Alex Ferguson was going to hit that pedestal?
Oh no, we still had faith in him.
So
but then Ten Hag, what he's doing so far, not being able to sell Maguire, Martial, he's a failure.
Okay. So we've said a lot about Manchester United and then this Brighton game. So all in all, I do predict this game being a high-scoring fixture with both teams to score, and I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
Well, I think Brighton will win or draw. Brighton is definitely getting something out of this game.
Okay, so yeah. what would be your scoreline prediction?
Brighton winning 3-1. And 3-1, yeah.
A 1-1 draw, or a 2-1 win for United.
You know, the reason why I would actually back United is because of the Old Trafford factor. If this was at the Amex Stadium, I think Brighton would have swept United out.
But Old Trafford has not been a factor in a very long time.
Oh, it still has.
It still has. Because
there are some games this season that United should easily have lost.
Mm-hmm.
But Old Trafford has been a factor. Like, for example, the Wolverhampton Wanderers game. If they had played at the Molineux, Wolves would have won that game, or they would have at least gotten a point.
United are still not lost at home
this season.
They haven't.
Right from last season, I think after Brighton.
After Brighton.
No loss.
No loss at home. So Old Trafford is still
a
factor. So the
only... I still believe that they will lose this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see how the weekend goes. Yeah. Okay. So to our final 2 Premier League matches on Sunday, Bournemouth versus Chelsea. Now, I am a Blue faithful, so this is quite a subjective subject for me.
The Blues.
Yes. We know things have not been the same since last season. I mean, with Graham Potter and all that he did with us, finishing 12th last season, coming into this season with high hopes. But I think the future is still bright for Chelsea. The reason being that we've had a lot of injuries to take into account. We've had a lot of injuries have not been fair to us at all. So at the moment, we do have Nkunku out along with several other players.
You still have your star man playing, Gallagher and Sterling.
No,
your star man.
Raheem Sterling has been fantastic so far this season. My only problem is Pochettino is the one killing the team with his 5 at the back. You can say whatever you want about them being a 4-back in transition. It makes absolutely no sense to be playing a 5-back against the like of Luton Town and then West Ham United. The coach basically cost us all these games. Even losing to Nottingham Forest, playing a 5-back against a low block. It makes no sense. We needed a lot of attacking players to have broken down Nottingham Forest. So basically, Pochettino should change his mentality going into games, and I think Chelsea will hit the ground running this season. I still do predict that Chelsea will finish in the top 6 this year. Yes, it is early days too.
But Chelsea has no excuse not to finish in the top 6. Because
Exactly.
you are not playing the Champions League.
Yes.
You are not playing in the
Europa.
Europa League. You are not playing in the Conference League.
Yes.
You have no distraction in Europe. So why shouldn't you finish in the top 6?
You have one of the top managers.
Yes.
So?
Managers, you have this squad depth. Chelsea has no reason not to finish in the top 6.
Yes, and I think it is something that Chelsea would achieve this season. Once a few other players come back into the team and hit the ground running, I think Chelsea will be able to accomplish that target. And taking into account the various injuries, a statement was released by Pochettino yesterday concerning Romeo Lavia. So he was training very well, and then Chelsea fans were actually expecting that he will make his debut this weekend. But then statement reaching us is he suffered another injury, so he will be out for the foreseeable future. Now, looking at the stats, Chelsea have actually won the last 3 games between themselves and then Bournemouth, and then drawing 1 and Bournemouth winning 1 in 2019. Also, Raheem Sterling has faced Bournemouth in his career 14 times, and he's won every single match. So this is a game where I do feel Raheem Sterling will be the deciding factor, because he has scored 11 times and provided 4 assists as well. I remember when City were winning the league, I think in the second title that Pep won, Raheem Sterling scored a 96-minute goal against Bournemouth to win the game when it was 1-1. So this is a fixture where I do think Raheem Sterling might make a goal and continue with his form before the teams went on to the international break.
But for a club like Chelsea, history don't work anymore. History don't work anymore. Because how can you lose against Nottingham Forest? When last did Chelsea lose against Nottingham Forest?
No, you see, last season we actually ended up drawing Nottingham Forest 1-1.
No, I mean losing. Losing to Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest returned to the league last season. Yes, so basically.
But then you've had this record since.
It was Brighton. We had never lost or drawn against Brighton. We had beaten Brighton every single time we had met them in the Premier League.
And what was your record against Nottingham?
Last season, Brighton dismantled us.
But what was your record against Nottingham?
I think with Nottingham Forest.
You've never lost.
The last time Chelsea lost to Nottingham Forest was in 1997, when Chelsea lost 2-0. So Chelsea had won every single game since, and with last season we drew both times, home and away. We drew 2-2 and then 1-1. So since last season, Chelsea haven't been the same. Okay. But then this being a new team, a lot of players have come into the side, and I do think with Bournemouth not being in their fluent best at the moment, this is a chance for Chelsea to bounce back. And Chelsea will be hoping for a reaction, considering how poor they were against Nottingham Forest. I do think this is a game where Chelsea will win 2-1.
Also, you actually think Chelsea will concede?
Yes, I do think we'll concede.
I think Chelsea will win by 3-0. Chelsea need this result. They need to win this game. So I believe they'll win by 3-0.
That's going to be a close call because a 1-1. A 1-1, I think.
1-1.
Yeah.
The reason why I would back Chelsea in this game is it's a Sunday fixture. Mm-hmm. If it were to be a Saturday fixture, I would have predicted a win or draw for Bournemouth. But it being a Sunday fixture, I do think Chelsea will be able to win this game. So I am predicting a 2-1 win with Raheem Sterling to score.
Yeah, I still stand by my 3-0 win for Chelsea.
Okay.
A 1-1 draw.
Alright, so our final game in the Premier League is Everton versus Arsenal. I think this should be the most straightforward match of the weekend.
Arsenal.
Arsenal to win 2 goals.
Arsenal to win.
Okay. With their current form and then Everton playing this bad, I do think Arsenal will see them off easily.
Yeah.
I'm going for a 2-0 win for Arsenal.
Arsenal, a 2-3-0 win.
Yeah, 3-0 for Arsenal.
Okay. So moving on to the La Liga. So with the Spanish La Liga, we'll be looking at all the games that will be going on in the La Liga. First and foremost, Athletic Bilbao versus Cadiz. Now, this fixture is actually synonymous for me and then a friend. And our friend who is in the background helping us with the commentary. Yes, actually, he was hell-bent on winning. He's a best entrepreneur.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You know, Mr. Michael, our cameraman, he was close to cashing out some coins last season when Athletic Bilbao were playing Cadiz. So actually, he had predicted that Athletic Bilbao were going to win the game 3-1.
Oh,
So
correct
Bilbao,
score.
yes, correct score. Bilbao were actually leading 3-1, and with a man down, and still managed to score a fourth goal, ending the game 4-1. And then
After 80th minute,
80th minute, even though they
With
went
a man down.
with a man down.
still managed to score another goal. against Cadiz.
Charlie.
So with a head-to-head, in the last 5 games, Athletic Bilbao have won 4 and Cadiz have won 1. With Bilbao scoring 3 or more goals in 3 of the 4 fixtures, and Cadiz winning the other by a goal to 0. So in this game, I am going for a Bilbao 3-1 win. So I'm predicting Bilbao to win 3-1. But if Cadiz fail to score, then I will be siding with a 2-0 win. But in all, I'm predicting a Bilbao win.
Yeah, I'm going for Bilbao win too with Williams goal.
Okay.
Yeah, Williams goal, and then Nico assist.
I think Nico is injured.
Nico is injured.
He got injured during the Spain
Okay.
And
match.
that's going to be tough because most of their creativity has been coming from his
Nico.
wing.
That's true. But I still think even with Nico out, they will still beat Cadiz.
So I think it's going to be a close game now.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll win by 1 goal to 0, or maybe by 2 goals to 0. Because Cadiz is a very difficult team to beat.
Yes.
You can ask any Madrid fan.
Yes, you know, they on Twitter usually what they do is they taunt the big clubs on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yes. So I do think Bilbao will still win because they are still playing at the San Mamés. So I think Bilbao will see them off. To the next game of the La Liga, we'll be looking at Valencia versus Atletico Madrid. Now this is a game that, in all honesty, I do think Atletico Madrid should be able to win. But Valencia themselves have started the season quite well, despite losing in their last game. I do think that this is a game that is going to be close, and I'm tipping a 2-1 win for Atletico Madrid.
A 1-0 win for Atletico.
I'll still go. I'll go with you 2-1 or 1-1 draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next game we'll be looking at is Celta Vigo versus Mallorca. So Celta Vigo versus Mallorca, I'm also tipping this game to end in a 2-1 win in favor of Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo at home, and then with the Benitez factor being their coach, I do think Celta will see off Mallorca.
Rafael
Rafa Benitez is their coach.
now.
Yes.
Okay.
So I do think Rafa Benitez will pull the stops up for
2-0 to Celta Vigo.
Okay.
2-1 or 1-0 for Celta Vigo.
Alright. So basically in the last 5 games, Mallorca have actually won 3 and Celta have won just 1. And in the last 5 games in 2020, Mallorca beat Celta Vigo 5-1. But the last 2 games have been 1-0, 1-0 wins in favor of Mallorca. So I think this is a game that Celta would bounce back. And Celta would win 2-1. Okay, so moving on to the final game on Saturday, Barcelona versus Real Betis. Barcelona versus Real Betis.
That's a very dicey game.
Who's playing who?
Barcelona at the Camp Nou hosting Real Betis.
They are not at the Camp Nou anymore.
Okay, so because of renovations going on at the Camp Nou, Barcelona will be playing in a different home ground at the moment. Alright. So in that very game, Ike Gundogan is a potential absentee from that game. And Lewandowski this season has not hit the heights yet.
Has he ever hit the heights?
You know, he's been a bit rusty coming into this season. And Gavi is always going to get a yellow card. Pedri can't also stay fit.
He's injured here, or he's back.
But not forgetting they have João Felix.
Yes. So the introduction of João Felix is something that is going to help us a lot. And this game, they are just going to dominate the match. So I do think also
That easily.
with Abde moving from Barcelona to Real Betis.
Yeah, and then Isco is in Real Betis too now.
Yes. So it is not going
it's
to
not
be a
going to be
straightforward
easy.
match like that.
Yeah.
And Real Betis do have the tendency of pulling shots against Barcelona.
Very solid team. So it's not going to be an easy game.
Yes.
But Barca is going to pull through.
Yeah. So I am predicting a 3-2 win for Barcelona with both teams to score.
No, I'll go for 3-1.
3-1, both teams to score.
Okay. So on Sunday, we'll be having Getafe versus Osasuna. This could be the debut match for
Racing Green.
Racing Green. And then I am trying to side with Getafe much, but then Osasuna are a very stubborn side to beat. So I am tipping a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, that's fair. 1-1.
Yes.
1-1.
Okay.
A 2-0 win for Getafe and Greenwood scoring.
Okay. So basically, the Manchester United in you is showing.
Oh no!
That's it.
Oh no! You know, I've supported Getafe almost all my life.
Why you started support Getafe?
Oh yeah. Oh no! Like my father used to be a Getafe fan.
Getafe fan.
Yeah, and my mom too. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. So the next game of the day would be Villarreal versus Almeria. Yeah, this is a strange one for me because I don't understand why Villarreal sold a couple of their players during this transfer window and they do not replace them. So they let Chukwueze, they let him go, and they've looked quite porous this season.
Jackson too left.
Yes, Jackson has also left to Chelsea.
I don't know.
I don't know how they spent the money. Because basically this season, in the 4 games they've played, they've won only 1, beating Mallorca 1-0. They've lost the other 3. So in their last game before the international break, they lost to Cadiz 3-1. Also lost to Barcelona 4-3 at home, and also lost to Betis 2-1 at home. So it's been a poor run of form for Villarreal.
Are they playing home?
Yes, they are playing at home against Almeria. And Almeria themselves have also lost 3 out of the 4 games this season, only drawing 1.
So straightforward for Villarreal.
So I am tipping Villarreal to win and then bounce back.
Yeah, Villarreal.
So this should be a match that Villarreal will win comfortably.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, so I'm looking at a 2-0 win for Villarreal.
Yeah, because if you look at the games they've lost, they've shown that they score goals.
Yes.
Because they scored 3 against Barcelona,
Yes.
1 against Cadiz, and I think 2 against Osasuna.
Yes.
So yeah, they score goals. So 2-0 for Villarreal.
Okay.
Yeah.
3-1 to Villarreal.
So the next game we'll be looking at is Sevilla versus Las Palmas. This is a very, very dicey game for Sevilla, considering how poor they've been since the start of the season. So since the season began, they've only drawn 1 game. That was against, I think, Atletico Madrid. And in the other 3 games, they've lost. So they lost their last game to Girona at home, losing 2-1. Also lost to Alaves 4-3. And then, despite taking the lead against Alaves, they still ended up losing to Alaves. And also lost to Valencia. Now they are taking on a Las Palmas side who themselves have not been the best this season. They've lost 3 games and only drawn 1. That was a 0-0 draw against Sociedad. So I am tipping a 1-0 win for Sevilla. Because when you look at the Las Palmas games, they do not concede a lot. So they've lost 1-0 3 times and then drawn 0-0 once. So I do think Sevilla playing at the Ramon Sanchez page 1, I don't think they will see off Las Palmas by a goal to 0.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. Maybe it could end in a draw, or Sevilla could win. So maybe Sevilla will win 1-0 or maybe a 0-0 draw. I don't think it's going to be a 1-1 draw because Las Palmas struggles to score.
Yes. All right. So finally, we'll be looking at Real Madrid versus Real Sociedad, and that is the toughest game of the weekend in the Spanish La Liga. Madrid have been on excellent form. However, there are still issues with their attack.
Yeah.
Because Ancelotti has been playing Bellingham as a false 9 type of player with 3 other midfielders behind him. Now with Vinicius Jr. being injured, I think he will be an absentee in this game. And then look at
Adagula also being an absentee.
with the like of Adagula, he hasn't featured yet. So we can still excuse that. But I don't understand why you've gone ahead to sign a striker and you're not playing him with Joselu. So it makes no sense to have a striker and then be playing Bellingham and then Rodrigo as your attacker.
Funny enough, that guy was in fantastic form last season.
Precisely.
So it has to do with trust.
Yes.
So why do you get a player if you don't have trust in him?
Yes. It makes no sense to sign a player if you don't trust
Most
him.
of the times, it's different when the coach asks for the player.
Yeah.
Sometimes the team goes for the player for the coach, goes for the player. Joselu has ties with Real Madrid. He was former Real Madrid graduate and everything, so it was easy to get him back into the team. But I'm not sure. I doubt Ancelotti personally ask for Joselu. I doubt. I'm not sure he was his first target as a centre forward. If he was, he would be starting.
But then Real Madrid are trying to adapt a setup for Bellingham.
Yeah.
That's why he's playing Bellingham behind the striker. Because we know Madrid for this formation, the 4-3-3 formation. So they're trying to create a new space for Bellingham, and you can't bench Tchouaméni, you can't bench Camavinga, because the likes of Toni Kroos and then Modric, their paths are prime. Yeah, for sure. Their paths are prime. And Valverde, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, you get me. So and you can't bench Bellingham either. So I think that is why they're trying to bench Joselu, because Joselu is a loan, I think.
No. It's a permanent transfer.
Nope, it's a loan.
I think Joselu.
It's a loan.
He was signed on loan, but then they do have an option to buy.
Yeah, it's an option, so it's still a loan. It's still a loan.
Oh, really?
Because Joselu is not a priority. Yes.
Okay. So with this fixture and then with all the issues surrounding Real Madrid, I do think this is a game that Madrid will win, but then both teams will score. So I'm going for a 3-1 win for Real Madrid.
A 3-0 win. Bellingham, then use Zidane.
Yes, Bellingham will continue with goal scoring this week.
Yeah, I'm going to shock most of you and go with the Sociedad win or draw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what is your prediction for the scoreline?
0-0.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So moving on to the Italian Serie A. At this weekend we'll be looking at a very, very tough match between Inter Milan and the AC Milan.
Yeah.
Now both teams come into this game having won all their games so far, and they are on free scoring form. This is probably the biggest game of the weekend.
Yeah.
And I do think with the likes of Christian Pulisic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek hitting the ground running, I think AC Milan will stand a chance, despite Inter being a very tough nut to crack. So I am going for a high scoring draw with the game ending 2-2.
You just read my mind. That was what I was going to say. Yeah, 2-2.
Okay.
Yeah, high score draw.
All right. So moving on, Juventus versus Lazio. Juventus have not been all that convincing yet this season, and then Lazio themselves haven't been convincing until beating Napoli in their last game 1-0. I was quite surprised they were able to.
They beat them by 2.
It was 2-1, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they beat them by 2.
Maybe 2. Righty, sir.
2 goes to 1.
2 goes to 1.
So
2 goes to 1.
Beating Napoli 2 goes to 1. It was quite surprising because no one expected it. Alright, so this weekend we will also see Juventus versus Lazio. So Juventus have not been all that convincing yet this season. Lazio themselves have also not been convincing until beating Napoli, which was quite surprising, 2-1. So with this game and how things have been quite dicey with both teams, I do think that Juventus will end up winning this game 2 goes to 1. I'm taking Juve to beat Lazio 2 goes to 1 as well.
Juventus winning by 2 goes to 1. Yeah.
I'll go for 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah,
Okay. And then the next thing we'll be looking at is also Genoa versus Napoli. So I think Napoli will bounce back in this game. Napoli winning 3 goes to 1.
Yes, they owe us that. They have to bounce back.
Okay. Finally, in the Serie A, we'll be looking at Roma versus Empoli, and this is a game that Mourinho has to bounce back. I think Lukaku will grab his first goal in this game, with Roma winning 3 goals to 1.
Hopefully.
Will Mourinho be on the touchline this time?
I am not absolutely certain. Okay.
I think he's done serving his man.
He served his back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do think that Roma will win this game.
Yeah, Roma will win.
With Romelu Lukaku scoring.
Dybala.
Okay. Now on to the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga hasn't been surprising yet, with the exception of Dortmund being underwhelming so far.
Is that surprising?
It is quite surprising, considering the fact that last season they pushed Bayern to the end of the season.
Did they really do that? And then what happened the last day? You see, Dortmund. Come
No.
on.
No. Dortmund are good from start, but their end product is very poor. So so when it comes to like from the word go, like right from green they are good. Right from green they are good, but then approaching the finish line is very poor. It's very poor.
It's surprising that you take a 2-goal lead against a promoted side, handed them, and then you end up drawing 2-2. It makes no sense. At home, in front of the yellow wall.
Sorry, bro. That's one
So,
assembly.
with this weekend, the biggest match plays this evening with Bayern taking on Leverkusen.
Yeah.
I do think that it is a game that would see Bayern Munich and Leverkusen share the platform.
Yeah, straight 2-1. A straight 2-1 for Bayern.
I am also tipping them to end this game on a 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
I don't think Bayern will win this game.
I don't think Bayern will win this game.
Considering they are returning from an international break.
A straight 2-1.
Yes, and then
are tired.
the kind of form that Leverkusen is.
Leverkusen also has. I do think that
At the
Leverkusen will take a point from this game. Yeah. Also, going into the Saturday games, Freiburg versus Dortmund, I am tipping a win for Freiburg, 2-1 against Dortmund.
Yeah,
like it would be better if Freiburg could actually score Dortmund by 5 goals, because
This kind of thing is coming from you being someone who bets. So
no, I've like I said,
disappointing team.
Yes. If
betting history.
you know, Freiburg has been my second team after Getafe. Yeah, so yeah.
It's true. So I think we are all siding with Freiburg to beat Dortmund.
Yes.
Near them for me.
Yes. Okay. So going into the French league, in France Ligue 1, this evening we will see PSG taking on OGC Nice, and this game is actually going to be a close one. But I do think that Paris Saint-Germain would yeah, can't say anything I want.
Oh, you see.
I will catch that side. So going on into the French League 1, this evening we'll be seeing PSG taking on OGC Nice. Now I do think that Paris Saint-Germain, with Kylian Mbappe being brought back into the team, they do have a chance to beat OGC Nice, and then they will beat OGC Nice comfortably by 2-0. So what do you think will be
This match, a go.
Yeah, I'll go with the Google too. I don't think PSG has found their stride yet. They are still struggling a bit. So who knows? Maybe a 1-1 draw.
Okay. Finally, Lyon versus Le Havre on Sunday at 7:30 p.m.
We have our boy.
Anytime goal scorer in Esniama.
So a lot of Ghanaians are predicting Enes Nyama to score in that game, and it's going to be a dicey one, considering the fact that the Lyon Ultras actually lambasted the players after they lost in their last game at home. So they played at home, and then I think they lost 4-1 in their last game. So we are looking forward to Lyon bouncing back in this game and then beating Le Havre. I think they will beat Le Havre by at least 3 goals to 0.
Yeah, and anytime goal scorer.
And it's
Okay. Put your money on the board.
So 2 goals.
That brings us to an end of today's segment. And if you would want to see our top 10 predictions, it will be displayed on the screen. So for you, the best takers, you can also try, and then we'll see you next week. Until then, please do subscribe and then share, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that brings us to an end of today's episode. If you enjoyed this episode, kindly leave a like and subscribe. Watch out for the next episode.